April 6th, Bayside Report. Welcome to the episode, everyone. You have the Masters going on. Tiger Woods is hobbling around Augusta National as we speak. Easter weekend, the Easter Bunny's going to knock your fucking door down and drop eggs everywhere. I assume the Easter Bunny doesn't use the chimney. The Easter Bunny is more forceful. They're going to kick your fucking door and they might break through a window. We don't know. $3 shots, $4 mixed drinks, $2 Bud Lights. That could be your drink specials this weekend. Welcome to the episode. It's a very special episode as we say thank you to SOG City, South Tampa. This is the last episode from South Tampa. Man, what the fuck? Who thought? I didn't think I would be in this position with my own podcast 20 plus episodes in, but life's crazy. You never know where it's going to take you. I kind of got this inspiration about a year ago when I was driving by the Kava Bar here in South Tampa. I had an advertisement for a podcast room and I didn't know where to turn. So I reached out to the guy that was running it, and despite not working out, despite me not even using that podcast room, it still inspired me. It was limited. You can only use it 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and I have a day job, so I couldn't do that. But that inspired me to just buy my own studio, buy my own microphones, buy my own mixer, buy my own computer, and learn how to edit, learn how to run the mixer, learn how to do everything. So that was just an inspiring factor, and a lot of other things. I went to California in July, Los Angeles, Orange County, and just seeing the way life was out there and being surrounded by that energy inspired me as well. So I went for it. And in September, it really started. I had all the equipment and was just using the equipment to post YouTube videos and kind of get my feet wet. But the podcast officially kicked off in September, and it's just been running ever since. We've been through a fucking hurricane. We had to go to West Palm Beach. And the third episode, I think it's the most popular episode so far. It was right when the hurricane was projected to come over this room I'm in and rip it off. But luckily we were able to come back. We went through a World Cup, the Super Bowl, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, and here we are. It's almost summertime, and I'm just thankful. And my advice to anyone who wants to start their own dream, doesn't know where to go, don't worry about being perfect, because obviously you're not going to be perfect at the start. This is nowhere near perfect, and I apologize for the cheap production, but it is what it is. Do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want to be famous or you want to get rich off of it. Do it because you truly love it. I do this because I truly love it. I did broadcasting in college. I've dabbled in stand-up, which I'm really hopeful to get back into again. Just try. Do it because you love it. Don't do it to get famous. Don't do it for money. Do it because you love it. And I love every second of post-production. I love every second of recording this. I love setting it up. Even when I'm cussing at my computer because I can't figure something out. It's all part of the journey. And yeah, that's really what's going on. I'm excited for summer, so I'm traveling a lot. I'm going to actually be up in Pittsburgh for a little bit. We're going to record some podcasts in Pittsburgh with the fellas. That's going to be a great time. Then I'm off to Dominican Republic for a week, and then it's right back to the other side of the bay. Still Bayside Report, just on the other side in Pinellas County, but we'll have the full studio then and the setup. And I'm very excited for it. Summer, though, coming up. This summer is going to be probably one of the best to date. The MLB has a pitch clock now. Talk about a time saver. So when I'm down at Tropicana Field, I won't be miserable sitting inside a dome for 5 hours. It's going to be a 2 to 3 hour game. That's going to be a great addition to summer. And I've always had great summers growing up in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in summer is great. Even, last summer here in Tampa was amazing too. You just go and sit on the beach, you bike. No matter what, there's always something going on. And you dodge the rain too, because, that rainy season's coming up in September where it's kind of like our winter, where we're just sitting inside playing with an Etch-a-Sketch. Summer memories, though. I have quite a lot of summer memories. We used to belong to this boat dock. My parents had a little cuddy cabin boat that we used to, water ski and do the inner tube on, and that was great. The Ohio River wasn't very clean, but still being out on that water, I think that's why I really just gravitate to the water. Why being Bayside is a fit for me, because I was raised around the water. We used to go down on the boat, the speedboat, and you get in that water tube and you just cruise down the Ohio River. Then we had friends from the boat dock who had houseboats, nice ass houseboats, and they take you on that. And that's like being on a little cruise ship on the Ohio River. And we get buckets of KFC chicken and just eat that KFC chicken on the top and steer that boat like kings. We also had this one boat at the boat dock. They lived on the boat. It was a yacht. It was a yacht on the Ohio River, and the people lived on it. They had a hot tub on the boat. You could literally just sit on the hot tub on the Ohio River like a king and cruise down to Pittsburgh. River life, that was a great way of growing up. And then the pool. Then we had the neighborhood pool, and that's where all the fellas got together in the neighborhood and caused some fucking trouble. We'd play rundown off the wall, be beaming each other with tennis balls and baseballs, basketball games, pool basketball games. We get into some battles. And you just run around the town like heathens. You get bicycles, you had the BMX bikes in the summer, riding around the neighborhood with the BMX bikes. It's a great time. But and the boat club that we belonged to, it also had a pool of its own. And it sucks. I was so young. The recession happened. My family ended up selling the boat, and I think the boat dock actually got sold for real estate development, but they had a pool there. And man, if I was in high school, I'd be having all my friends down there. We'd be on the boat, partying it up with the elder boat goers. It was a great time. You'd have a DJ there. Boat clubs with cool other members that have a pool. That's the way to go. But yeah, then we had the neighborhood pool where I grew up after we sold the boat. And that was still fun because it was just every day, 5 days a week in the summer. When you're in 6th, 7th grade, you and your boys are getting together and you're out of the house from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m., sometimes later. And you're just running around town. You got your bikes. You're walking to gas stations, getting sunflower seeds and food. You're living the free life. You're living the free life as a child in the summer. Then we had a rope swing. Now, the rope swing, it's on a creek called Raccoon Creek. Now, Raccoon Creek is a free-for-all. There's no fucking rules on Raccoon Creek. We got later on in our lives, when we had our license, we would get the kayaks. But it started at the rope swing. And, you'd have one older friend that's 2 years older that had the license. But I remember going there in 9th, 10th grade. And you'd be swinging off this rope, off this cliff, into about 6 feet deep water. Wasn't very deep. Wasn't a deep creek. But we'd live there. You take beer there. You take some joints there. You have a blast. And then you could swim up the stream to this whirlpool full of clay. We'd paint our face with the clay and float down like we're in the Vietnam War. Good times as a kid in the summer. Great times. And then we had the kayaks. And the kayaks, that's when you load up the case of beer on the back. You drop one truck at one end. Then you put another truck at the other end of the creek. Then you all hop back in that truck and go to the original start point and float on down. And then you have a truck to take you back to the other vehicle at the end. But we do that for 4 hours. And the Raccoon Creek was dangerous, people. At certain points, when a heavy rainstorm came in, the Raccoon Creek was the Raccoon Rapids. And you'd get rapid with it. There'd be whirlpools. My one friend, he was a big dude. He had D1 football offers. And he had no business really being in a kayak to start. In those conditions, at least in those Raccoon Rapid conditions, he had no business being on that kayak. But I remember seeing him get dragged into a whirlpool and swirled around, and his Yeti cooler got tossed off the back. There'd be trees knocked over. Sometimes you have to jump over trees, and it was real shit out there, people. You had to have a life jacket. Couldn't be that cool dude without a life jacket. You had to have a life jacket because you seriously may have needed it at any point. And I still have that kayak still sitting up in my parents' house. I think my dad actually uses it. But if you look at that kayak, it is beat to shit. It's discolored. That kayak's been through a war or two. Just some of the great summer memories you think of growing up as a kid. Especially if you grew up in a town where you could have that freedom. And then summer jobs too. Talk about summer jobs. We all worked at a pizza shop together. Santina, who was on the podcast and will be on it again very soon. Slinging at a pizza shop with your boys, delivering pizza, fucking cooking pies, having beers, and you're all conglomerating every night after every shift at someone's house, having a fire and just getting rowdy till 4 a.m. And then you wake up and do it all again in the morning. That's what summer's about when you're in high school. Maybe if you're in college and you're still living at home, live that shit up. Live it up with your friends. Buy kayaks and find a creek. Do something. Just don't sit at home and be a fuck on your phone. Come on. Go outside. The world has a lot to offer in the summer, and you guys should take advantage of it. But that's it, guys. I really didn't want to ramble on here a lot today. Just give you quick updates. We're going to be traveling like crazy, but we're going to have some good podcasts up north with the fellas from Pittsburgh. Maybe do the book reading. Finally, the book reading, Avionics, a memoir by Garrett. It's going to happen at some point, and it should be soon. So thank you, everyone, for listening to the Bayside Report. Thank you, SOG City, Tampa. You've been tremendous. You really have. I'm not going to be far. I'm just going to be across the bay in Pinellas County. We'll still be Bayside, but we're going to take it up a few levels. We're really going to take this shit through the fucking roof. Thank you to all the loyal Bayside Report listeners. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy Easter weekend with your family. We'll see you soon.